In today's ranked gameplay, we picked Xborg against Alpha. Same as the usual, we will talk about all the good and bad decisions in the game and what could have been done better. We will also talk about the MLBB's Xborg build and how it can be a great build in certain situations. The MLBB's build allows Xborg to easily kite enemies and also allow him to spam his skills as frequently as possible. This build is very effective even on the late game, especially if you are trying to lock down the enemy team's base. Also, if you would like to learn how to play any role on any lane, we suggest watching the following videos. The links are on the description. Since Xborg is a hero with decent minion clearing abilities, we decided to cut the lane. In the event we get ganked, we should be able to escape easily since we had flicker. One of the advantages of lane cutting is you get to do more things to help your team. Remember that the things we do for the team, no matter how small, add up the more we contribute, so make sure to try your best in helping whichever way you can.
Boo-pa! Nothing can ever heal me from the wounds of disaster! Come here, boy!
Yoink!
Our strategy in this game is to rush the minions in order to free ourselves up and contribute to the team as much as we can. While it's true that lane freezing is an excellent way of delaying the opposing XP laner's progress, sometimes lane rushing is a good idea, especially against a hero like Alpha who has excellent control over the lane because of his area of effect skills and HP sustain. Remember, we always tell you to get ready when the turtle is about to appear? That's true in most cases. However, in this situation, Franco should have stayed with his allies on the top lane. Without their jungler, Franco won't be able to take the turtle by himself anyway, so going there was just a waste of time. Not to mention that his allies died trying to fend off our allies on the top lane. Remember guys, there is no one way to approach or play the game. The decisions you make will definitely vary depending on the current situation. Try your best to have the ability to make changes to your strategy as you go along the game. We approached the turtle to hopefully discourage Alucard from continuing. That was a bluff. In reality, we did not have any intentions of stealing it. It's far too risky since Alpha was close by.
We have to cook.
Here, we were actually luring Alpha into using his ultimate. That way, once Xborg's Faraga armor is full, we can use Xborg's ultimate and secure Alpha's death since he won't have an ability he can use to escape.
I'm just thinking.
Back up.
Since Alpha died and Franco was on the top lane, we decided to push and take some of the turret plating to earn more gold. At that point, there was roughly 40 seconds left before the turtle respawns, so we thought Alucard would be most likely on the top lane rather than the bottom lane, which is why we decided to take our time and destroy more of the turret plating. Brute Force Breastplate is the first component of our MLBB's build. We selected that because of the 10% cooldown reduction and the temporary bonus movement speed it provides per stack. In addition to that, the defense it grants the wearer is also a good plus, especially since Xborg has the ability to chain attacks continuously, thus allowing him to gain stacks easily. Since a bunch of the enemies were too busy on the top lane, we took advantage of that and took the turtle.
An ally has slain the turtle.
It seems the Franco player learned from his mistake earlier, so he decided to be extra careful in using his first skill. We did not expect that at all. The good news is, it was Franco who killed Xborg, which means our death will not benefit the enemy team so much.
Me from the wounds of disaster.
Chima was supposed to be on the top lane in order to help take the turtle, but for some reason though, she decided to aid me on the bottom lane, which was not really a bad idea as long as we are able to destroy the turret. In our opinion, destroying a turret is a good trade for the turtle.
I'm super happy with my cyber.
Let's back up.
We were trying to taunt Alpha in using his ultimate on Xborg. Instead, he used it on Chima, so we took advantage of that. Since the bottom turret has been destroyed, we can contribute more to the team by joining more team fights and pressuring other lanes.
Ally has been slain.
Don't worry, I'm just a kid.
Killing spree. Ally has been slain.
Remember to check the minimap as frequently as possible. As you can see, the minions were fairly close to our turret, which means we have to return to our lane to defend it.
Why should I care for anyone else?
Dumb ways to die.
Hoo-ha! Nothing can ever from the wounds of disaster.
Even though some of the enemies were missing from the map, we continued lane clearing since Flicker and Immortality were both available.
Technology? Huh, what a stupid thing! Hoo-ha! Yeah!
As always, we took away the Cyclone Eye to make it more challenging for the enemies to get close to the Lord.
Back up.
Sadly, our mage decided to head towards our direction instead of defending the bottom lane. Chima had no business helping take the Lord in that situation since it would have already died by the time she got there. It would have been more helpful if she helped defend the bottom lane. Since she mindlessly went straight to our location, we lost our bottom lane turret.
Nope.
Slain an enemy. Ally has been slain. Initiate retreat. Killing spree. Your team destroyed a turret. Initiate retreat. Your team destroyed a turret!
The next component of our Unleapops build is Oracle. We got it because of its 10% cooldown reduction. Not to mention that it boasts decent defense and also improves X-Borg's shield and regeneration effects.
Hoo-ha! Nothing can ever
Since the
heal
enemies
me
were all
from the
busy
wounds
defending their
of
lanes,
disaster.
we decided to stay on the field instead of recalling back to base just so we can do more things like earn experience and gold. After all, X-Borg has decent HP sustain, so regaining his lost HP should be easy.
Am I scary?
Remember to try and put pressure on other lanes, especially those that are starting to lose against the enemy minions.
Unstoppable! Enemy double kill! Enemy triple kill! Shut down!
The next item we got as part of our Unleapops build is Hunter Strike.
Initiate
Normally,
retreat.
we would buy that item first or second. In this game, however, we wanted to focus more on defense in order to resist Alpha's tremendous damage output.
Has been destroyed.
Fire! Let's turn up the heat!
Request backup!
Am I scary? Don't worry, I'm just a kid.
Enemy triple kill!
At that point in the game, the most ideal play was for the enemy team to take the Lord. After all, a lot of our allies died. This is why we decided to attack some of the jungle creeps in order to regain our Furaga armor, which should allow us to easily dive the enemies and hopefully take some of them down and discourage them from taking the Lord. We might have failed to steal the Lord, but at least we took down 2 of their allies, which helped us prevent them from taking advantage of the Lord's presence. Before we forget, this is the emblem configuration we had in the game. The fighter emblem was selected in order to gain tremendous spell vamp. Thrill was equipped in order to improve X-Borg skill damage, while Festival of Blood to further improve his spell vamp. Lethal Ignition was equipped for additional damage output.
Enemy missing.
This was excellent defense and lane pressure. Because our teammates did the right thing and divided when needed, we were able to fend off the enemies despite them having the Lord on their side. As you can see, X-Borg's mobility was superb, and that was all thanks to Brute Force Breastplate and Hunter Strike. The final component of our Unleapops build is Bloodlust Axe. While we agree this is ideally purchased in the early game to take advantage of its damage, getting it much later was not a bad idea since we were on the verge of locking their base, and with Bloodlust Axe's ability to improve the user's spell vamp, it will be an excellent item to have in order to spam Xborg's ultimate on the enemy team's base and regain HP easily. After all, we had Hanabi and Isunshin on our side, and locking the base is a good strategy when you have allies with powerful siege damage. As you can see, the build helped us kite and spam our skills, including Xborg's ultimate, within a short period of time, thus putting so much pressure on the enemy team, which allowed our allies to consistently free hit the enemies.
Nothing can ever heal me from the wounds of disaster.
Legendary!
Am I scary?
Team destroy the turret!
I'm just a kid. Why should I care for anyone else?
Legendary! An enemy has been slain!
I'm super happy with my cyborg body.
An enemy has been slain! An ally has been slain! An enemy has been slain!
Hoo-ha! Nothing can ever
Legendary!
That concludes our Mobile Legends content for today. What other recommendations do you have applicable in that game? Leave your thoughts on the comment section below, and if you haven't yet, don't forget to hit like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Stay safe, everyone. Peace.